What's up, everyone? Dan here, Crypto Capital Venture, March 22nd, 2019. I hope you're doing well. I'm going to jump right into the video. This is a live stream, but I want to jump right into the video for anybody that is a replay viewer. In this video, yes, it's on the thumbnail, $5,400 Bitcoin. I'm not pumping anything. This is an upside target. We've talked about it before on this channel. I want to discuss it maybe a little bit more in depth in regards to wrapping in some data from the last bear market for Bitcoin. Going to talk about that. But I want to start off by just saying, at the end of the day, we have to wait and see what happens. That's it. I don't care if you watch 100 YouTube videos with 100 different analysts. You're going to get different takes from everybody. But at the end of the day, we wait, we watch support, we watch resistance, and, you sit back and you decide what you want to do with your portfolio. Don't let anybody decide for you. Don't let anybody make decisions for you. So here's some things I'm looking at. And this is like real world. This is like my take, right? Like I met up with a buddy of mine yesterday talking about Bitcoin, Litecoin a little bit. And he's like, what's going to happen? What do you think's going to happen? Another dip, right? Maybe pretty keen on accumulating. And I'm just like, dude, I don't know. But here's what the chart suggests. Here's what the data suggests. Poseidon Lou, 999 Super Chat. What's up, man? I haven't talked to you in a while. I hope you're doing good, dude. I hope you're doing very well. So let's jump in. We have this pattern forming ascending triangle on the daily chart. We've talked about it on this video or on this YouTube page. And it plays in a little bit to what we're going to talk about in context to the last bear market. So before we jump into that, I tweeted the other day, the more I read that Bitcoin has too much resistance at 4K, the more I believe Bitcoin will make a strong move through and above 4K, like hammering away at a wall. John Moore said, I love when you're bullish, short term. I know you're long-term bull. I definitely am a long-term bull. I'm actually even wearing my bullish shirt. But I am, It definitely makes me a little bit short-term bullish when everybody's saying there's so much resistance here around $4,100, that $4,000 area. And it reminds me when everybody was so sure that we had so much support at $6,000 and then boom, right? And that was right within a descending triangle, a bearish triangle. Now we have this formation of a bullish triangle. And on the flip side, instead of support, we have this resistance area, right? And I feel a little bit more bullish. If I'm going to just throw that out there, short term, I actually feel a little more bullish. Before we jump into what that might look like to the upside, I want to say, look at this space here, right? We're kind of hovering at the upper end of this triangle, this formation. There's a ton of downside opportunity. So 10% to the downside is there, right? A higher low for Bitcoin. From that swing low in December, that opportunity is there. The potential is there. Be ready for it. Do whatever you want to do, but be ready for it. At the very least, be ready to retest the 50 EMA or the 50 moving average on the daily chart. It's important. It's what I'm looking out for. I want to be ready for that pullback. Good area of accumulation, in my opinion. Maybe a little bit lighter accumulation for me at the 50 moving average here, and heavier accumulation down here, playing that bounce off the bottom trend line of this triangle. So let's go to the weekly chart, zoomed out, there it is. And I want to just talk about a certain data point. There's so many different data points. We always talk about data points in these analysis videos, but there's so many different ones, and here's one that I want to talk about. So prior to 2012 halving, by the way, is back here. It's that line. Here is the 2016 halving right there. So prior to this halving, we had this swing low, right? And then leading into this halving, Bitcoin seeing some good gains. So what we have on the charts in particular, cutting right through this last bear market, is the we have the 618 786 Fibonacci retracement on the very long term, right? And I'm trying to bring it up. Let me bring it up here. Fib retracement from that swing low all the way back in 2011 to swing high 2013, excuse me. Here's our Fibonacci, 786, right? So that 786 yellow line just running right through the bottom channel of that last bear market. You see it here. And it's almost perfectly confluent in the middle of the 50 moving average on the weekly chart and the convergence of the 200 moving average on the weekly chart. Look how it just slices right through that. And it literally just was the bottom channel of that bear market. It's actually awesome looking if you just look at that, how it all just kind of consolidates together, and then it consolidated right into this apex here, right? And then boom, Bitcoin just making moves out of that last bear market. So we have some similarities. If we look at the charts today, we have Fibonacci retracement again. We have the swing low in that last bear market, swing high, all-time high, 786 line, yellow line right here. And I just want to make sure everybody can see that. 786 line right there, right? And currently slicing right through the 50 moving average, the 200 moving average on the weekly, and we have a consolidation of the two kind of happening, right? So number one, for Bitcoin, whenever it gets its break on the chart, I have speculatively around September, we start seeing really, really solid upside. September, October, this could take some patience, right, on our part, which is good. It gives everybody opportunity to learn about the markets. It gives everybody opportunity for potential pullback, which we're going to discuss, and opportunity to accumulate at the end of the day. So now what we have here is we're approaching that 786 line on the weekly chart. So what happened was we approached the 786 line and broke through the 786 line in that last bear market, and we saw resistance at the 50 moving average. So right now, in talking about this $5,400 break to the upside, right, our breakout target for this potential pattern we're in right now, $5,400 on the weekly chart brings us right below the 50 moving average, I believe. Yeah, so here's $5,400. And right now our moving average, 50 moving average, is around $5,800. So it kind of breaks us right through the 786 on this long-term Fibonacci, approaches the 50 moving average, and I believe would be a huge area of resistance. So in a bullish scenario, if Bitcoin on the daily chart here you're looking at gets a break to the upside, if people are going crazy on crypto Twitter, I can envision it so easily, like waking up one morning, Bitcoin's like flying through $4,400, $4,700 on its way to 5,000. People are going crazy. Everybody's bullish. If a scenario like that happens, we get a breakout, a bullish breakout, right? Meaning literally inverse of this bearish breakout. See how things got crazy in these couple weeks? Crazy losses. Well, if we see crazy gains to the upside, number one, it'd be enjoyable. It'd be cool. It'd be nice to experience. But number two, we'd be approaching this 50 moving average on the weekly. And last time that happened on the weekly, there was some huge resistance. And then we saw immediate downside in the following like month and a half of around 30%. So not trying to sound like bearish, but please be prepared for volatility like that, because that's what happens in crypto. That's what happens with Bitcoin. It hits huge resistance, and then it's just like, dramatic move to the opposite direction. So it's a scenario to prepare for. And that's why I think like having a longer term game plan allows everybody to mentally be prepared for that volatility, right? So meaning volatility from this price point to $5,400, we would have around 36% to the upside. And then if we get a bounce back down, right, another 30%, we're literally back down to $3,800. That volatility is something you have to be prepared for. I don't give financial advice at all. I don't tell anybody what they should do. But if there's one thing I could encourage you to do, it would be to have a mindset of anticipation and preparation, because these are the markets. It's volatile like that. And if you can have that patience and anticipate these swings, you will be way better prepared to, lightly and humbly enjoy 36% gains, but, very solidly with no emotion, be ready for 30% losses so that you can accumulate in these areas. That's what I'm doing, right? I'm totally anticipating it could be June, it could be July, and we could be back in, the 3000s again, right? After seeing some dramatic losses. Like, that could be the course that plays out here, and I want to be able to accumulate in that area. So, moving on to the 4 hour, I just want to point out one thing real quick on the 4 hour, Bitcoin seeing just really nice support above the 50 moving average on the 4 hour. And you can honestly just see this potential inverse head and shoulders playing out. There's the head, here's the right shoulder, and right shoulder currently with an uptrend wedge above the 50 moving average, approaching the neckline right here around $4,100. It's probably the shortest time frame thing that you can look out for Bitcoin right now, to the upside. Will this wedge continue, especially because we just had a kind of a swing low, a higher low here happening? Are we going to get another bounce off the 50 moving average for a new short-term higher high closer to the $4,100 area? Are we going to break through that $4,000 a little bit more aggressively this time? And what's going to happen around $4,100? That's probably, the shortest time frame thing that you could be looking out for. It's definitely what I'm looking out for in terms of Bitcoin right now. But long term, definitely there's so much context that plays into what is going on right now and what could possibly happen in the coming days, coming weeks. But like I said, here's this formation right here before we even get a break to the upside, a break to that $5,400 that's in the thumbnail. I think it's in the thumbnail. Did I update the thumbnail? I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's $5,400 in the thumbnail. That kind of break might not happen until April, might not happen until May, right? The apex of this triangle goes out far, and we have to be patient. We have to wait. But currently, could a breakout happen right now? Potentially, yes, it could. And a breakout target of $5,400 is certainly in play from a technical perspective. But I am curious, actually, while I'm doing this video, I should have did this before. I want to see date range from the beginning here. We have to that end, there's 222 days. And then from the beginning here to where we are now is around 94 days. So we are 94 divided by 222. We're around 42% to the apex, right? And typically for an ascending triangle, you look to that 60 to 70% range. So 133 bars, 133 days, 60 to 70% range for a breakout of an ascending triangle. So that leaves us right around May 1st. So consistent with, ascending triangles on average, 60%, 70% breakouts would lead us to May 1st. Could it happen sooner? Absolutely. But that's even more reason to speculate, at the very least, that Bitcoin might see resistance here right under 4,000 to the downside, right? Over the next few weeks, 10% to the downside, people kind of freaking out saying there's going to be, new lows happening, but really Bitcoin just continuing to consolidate in this triangle and preparing itself for a breakout in May, right? These are the things that can happen. I know everybody's scouring YouTube and Twitter and hoping for just that bullish scenario that says, March, the fourth week in March is going to be the breakout for Bitcoin. But as you can see how these things play out technically, it takes time. I mean, a perfect example is look at the descending triangle for Bitcoin before it broke to the downside, right? Bitcoin actually making a series of lower highs here, which are clearly evident on the screen, and then a series of just testing that $6,000 area, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then breaking on the 7th, right? So put that into perspective. We've only tested the resistance area on this ascending triangle 1, 2, 3 times. I mean, can't even really call this 4, but I guess you could. But 3, 4 times max. So we might need a couple more times to test the upward trend line here. But it's a brilliant pattern to track right now. And within context of this last bear market and the confluence of the 786 long-term Fibonacci right in between this 50 moving average and the 200 moving average, I mean, we can totally see how Bitcoin can consolidate leading into the apex here for, the bulls to really step in late summer, next fall, things go crazy. That's kind of my outlook. Could Bitcoin do anything else? Yes, it could. But this is kind of what I'm conservatively anticipating, right? And it's so similar to what happened in that last bear market, from swing low back in 2011, leading into the halving, right, to swing high, all-time high, and then back down into this consolidation phase between the 50 moving average, the 200 moving average, and then right in between that, the 786 on the Fibonacci. So it's exactly what's going on right now, and I'm getting all these notifications on my computer. And it's exactly what's going on right now, so I'm anticipating similar consolidation with volatility, the upside and downside. So to the 50 EMA right now, we're talking 34%. To the 200 EMA right now, 200 moving average right now, we're talking around 12, 13%. So be ready for it. I don't know. How's everybody doing out there? That's pretty much the technical analysis I wanted to cover for today. So if you're a replay viewer, let me know how you're doing out there. What are you up to? Are you waiting for a big break to the upside? Or I think there's going to be more bearish comments than anything, waiting for a downside. Appreciate everybody. I know it's 12:30 on a Friday Eastern time. Kind of a weird time to do a video, but my screen recorder failed me again in trying to record this technical analysis, so I decided to go live. But anybody that's here right now in the live chats, I see you and I appreciate you. Bart, Mylan, Joseph Green, Elon Musk, Phil, F-150, what is up? Poseidon Lou, what's up everybody? I appreciate everybody coming by. I haven't been doing live streams as much lately. Incredibly busy, everybody. We're getting ready to move in, I think, probably 2 months. Closing will be. We have a house being built, and I have some sick plans for the Crypto Capital Venture studio. I have some sick plans for this channel being more than just technical analysis. I want to grow with all of you all in this cryptocurrency market, and part of that is mentally. Part of that is outside of the charts, and I want to kind of expand this channel. So we're definitely going to have some more room, I guess you could say, in terms of a studio and things of that nature. And I'm hoping to offer you all better content because I don't want to just do technical analysis videos all the time. It hasn't been my vision since I started the channel. It's still not my vision, but until I have a larger studio, it's just going to be way easier to get creative with videos. So I'm looking forward to it. That's it. You all rock. In terms of Bitcoin, let me know your thoughts right now in the chats if you could. I'm just curious. Bullish? Bearish? Press 1 if you're bullish, you're ready for a break up. You think we're going to test this 50 moving average on the weekly. Press 2 if you're bearish and you think we're going back down, maybe some short-term consolidation, whatever it is. But 2 if you're bearish, 1 if you're bullish. Curious what you all are thinking. Tech Lords, bullish? I could have never guessed. Tech Lords. So we got some bulls. Actually, I feel like Tech Lords is the only bull we have in the house right now. Crypto Zelaya, been bullish since January 2018. I have been too. Bullish. I've been wrong 7 times. I can't be wrong the 8th. Number 8 is my number. Elon Musk. Number 8 is my number. Poseidon Lou says sideways. Poseidon Lou, not a bad thought, especially if you look at the charts on the weekly. Consolidation sideways is totally in play, even through the summer. This could be a boring summer, everybody. This could totally be a boring summer, right? Bitcoin has those phases. It's not always crazy up, crazy down. Bearish short term, bullish long term. Hold on to your hats when fiat currencies start to fail. Hold on to your hats, everybody, when fiat currencies start to fail, when banks start to fail. Banks are already failing. Banks are already failing us, but especially as a small business owner, I got to tell you, banks are failing. They fail me. April 21st was crazy last year. Either way, using Tron to accumulate. Tron. Bart, till May. Bart thinks we're going to kind of probably trade sideways till May. It seems his thoughts. If you look at the triangle, I agree. It's totally potential. Obviously, 10% swing to the downside. Some short-term consolidation until May over the next month and a half. I think that's a good play. I think that's a good anticipation. And in the short term, watch the 4-hour chart. Maybe we'll get a break to the upside. Maybe crazy things will happen. But either way, that's kind of the data that I've got for you in this video. Yeah, Litecoin, LTC, USD. Haven't really talked about it much. The cross of the 50 moving average above the 200 moving average. I'll probably do a Litecoin video maybe a little later today, but most likely tomorrow, and we'll talk about that a little bit. We'll talk about what's going on with Litecoin. Definitely not forgetting about Litecoin, and very excited about Litecoin, actually. Very excited. So that's my video for today. I've got a crazy busy day ahead. I needed to hop off here, but I'm happy I was able to kind of get a quick video out. I hope you're all having a great week. I hope you had a great week. I hope you have a sick, awesome weekend. If you're here and you're not a subscriber, hit the subscribe button. I would love to have you as part of the channel. I'm trying to get to 20K subscribers, baby, and I cannot wait. But I think I have to wait because it's taken a while. Poseidon Lou, LTC will move before BTC does. Kind of agree with that. Have a great Friday, everybody. God bless all of you, and I will see you in the next video.